G'day guys, Shorty and I are finally back from our little summer break.
9 or 10 weeks off, mate.
Oh gee, it was a long time, not sure exactly, but yeah, December.
It's been a while.
December 15 seems to be the rough go, so yeah, now we're back for our weekly videos. Well, let's hope so. I mean, we're going to do the NAB Challenge reviews for Geelong, so we'll probably get around to those depending on how time sort of sits with us and whatnot, but today we're going to talk about 10 players to look at for this season. So we're going to go do 5 each, and we'll start off with you, mate. So this is sort of basically along the lines of people that are going to step up this year, coming back from injury, or just young guns that are just ready to take the competition by the throat. So who have you got?
That's mainly what I've gone, the breakout player. So I've got Harley Bennell first off, or Bennell if you want to call it.
Yeah, I don't know how they pronounce it.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think former number 2 pick, he could explode this season. Just sort of, he's had a few years where he probably hasn't improved massively. He's just sort of stagnated as a pretty good player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this could be his year. Apparently very good in the intra-club match. Can't read too much into that, but I think, yeah, this could be his season. I think he'll be entering his 5th year from memory. So, look, I think he's going to explode. He'll be in my super coach, I think. So, hopefully he does explode for my super coach's sakes. And, well, we know what he can do because we saw it against the Cats. That was probably his best game for his career. So
yeah, it had to be us.
His best is certainly, as good as it can be. So, could be more of that. And I've got Nick Nat as well. A lot of hype about Nick Nat and things like that.
The $4 million man.
Yeah, but I think we'll actually get to see some substance to that. All the talk and high-flying marks and taps. I think we might see a bit more of the ball in his hands and actually doing a bit more of the maybe unattractive stuff. So yeah, I think no Dean Cox. So the number 1 rock spot is his, and for all reports he's had no injuries this pre-season. So that's something he's struggled with.
Always helps.
Yeah, so I'm expecting Nick Nat, chucking him on my list to explode. And a bit of a different one maybe for my 3rd pick is Patrick Cripps from the Blues. He's only played 3 games, but he loves a contested ball.
Beautiful.
Going by memory here, but I think his first round pick, can't remember what number, but yeah, he certainly can play the game. A few injuries in the second half of last year. But the kid can certainly play, and another one who's, caught a few eyes pre-season. So I think there's a spot for him, and he's fit, he's ready. Physically, he's ready, mate. He's a big fella, so lock him in for a contested ball monster in the midfield. So
yeah, a few exiting out of the Blues, so he'll help nicely.
Yeah, well, that's it. And we love talking about the Cats, so I've got a cat in there, and it's Cam Guthrie. A lot of people might go, Guthrie, really, the tagger? No, he's not tagging anymore.
It's good.
I read the article. He's going to be released of that, so more offensive work for Guth. So I think that's a positive for him because he's not a tagger. We've mentioned in the past in our videos that he doesn't look like a tagger. It's hindering his real form. So I think, like Christensen's left. Of course, you got Selwood, Jono. Maybe Bartel might be through there. Of course, Duncan, and I think Caddy will certainly take the next step. But we need someone else as well to really fill the void there, and I think Guthrie will be that man. Yeah,
for sure.
Smart user in traffic, deceptively quick as well, and just a smooth mover. So I think we'll see his career best season in 2015. And finally, Adam Tomlinson. A couple of strange picks in there, isn't there, mate? A few people might
some different ones,
Yeah, but I've mainly gone him on not so much, I think he can be a good player. The others I have great confidence will be a very good player. I'm not fully sold on how good Tomlinson actually is, but potentially he could be extremely good. Plus, the main reason I put him in there is the opportunity is really there, which is what talls need sometimes. Like so many midfield spots. Being a tall player, key forward, sometimes you need that spot open. And of course, Patton down, Boyd gone. It's, Cameron is there.
The world's his oyster.
Well, that's it, mate. And very athletic. He's a big fella. And, he can certainly play some footy, take a mark. I haven't seen too much of him, to be honest. Mainly highlights, and we don't get too many Giants games over here in Melbourne. But
no, I tend not to watch him if there is.
Yeah, that's true. But, he's got some, plenty of skill. And I think with that opportunity, he might well take it in 2015. So
sounds good. At
this early stage, they're my 5 players that I'm looking out for and think will have very good 2015s and probably career best years, basically, for all of them. So, yeah, they're my 5 on the radar. So what about yours, mate?
Yeah, I've gone with a few more senior players, I guess you could say. Daniel Wells from North Melbourne. They really missed him last year, I think, and getting as close as the preliminary final. I'm not even sure if he played that game, but I'm pretty sure he was injured. But he'll be like a new player for them. He's a match winner. He kicked 4 goals against us in 2013, which wasn't too good, and they won that game by 10 points. So he's just a line breaker and just an igniter for the Kangaroos, and he's pretty hard to sort of stop when he's on song. So I've gone with him. Daniel Rich, the lethal left foot from Brisbane. I guess he'll be like another new recruit for their wonderful midfield.
He will.
They've got one of the best midfields in the comp, if not the best on paper. How they work all together, we're not too sure yet. No challenge might show us that, but he can kick a goal from 65 metres. He could potentially be a match winner too, I guess. And I guess all of mine could be as well, because I wouldn't have picked him regard. So going with him. Dane Swan from Collingwood had a pretty down year last year, and everyone's expecting him to sort of burst on the scene once again and show his form he did in 2010, 2011. Potentially a bit of an injury throughout last year. I'm not really sure. His wrists were sore, his legs were sore.
He had a lot of niggles, but apparently he's had a flawless pre-season and was amazing in the intra-club match that they had. So it's going very well for him at the moment. Yeah,
he'll be a popular pick for Supercoach, no doubt, and. Swanee should have a good year, one would think. But, that's Swanee. Jack Martin from Gold Coast.
Yeah.
The next Gary Ablett, apparently, or one of the best draft picks ever. So he kicked 4 goals in the final game last year, and I think he was restricted to 11 games, so he didn't play too much footy, but obviously, anyone that gets injured, it impacts how well you go. So, and he was number 1 pick, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was in the that mini draft they had, so he would have been, I think, if they didn't snap him up in that. What was it, the 17-year-olds that they could take? Certainly highly touted. Yeah, so I reckon he'll have a humongous year, and I reckon his 3rd year will probably be a little bit better, but I reckon he'll be one to break out hopefully this year. Yeah, it's only predictions. Yeah, well, that last game is sort of an insight in what he can do, because let's face it, there was so much build-up to him. A young, Aboriginal boy, he wouldn't have seen much limelight at all, a pretty, quiet fella from what I've seen. I remember watching an interview with him, and it was very foreign to him, he pretty shy fella, and he had so much pressure on him. So I think this year, with a good fitness base behind him, and, there won't be as much pressure directly on him. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think it's a good pick there. Beautiful. Alright, and the final one is Levi Greenwood. So I've gone with a couple of pies here, mate. Had a career best season at North Melbourne last year, and Collingwood have thrown big bucks at him because Dane Beams is no longer there. So I think the deal could be $450,000 a year or something along those lines over 3 years. So they've certainly gone all out on him to hopefully fill the void for Beams. He's certainly not a Dane Beams. He's more of a contested ball winner and just not as potent up forward as perhaps Beams might be, but he's still a pretty handy player. But he would have been right for Supercoach last year. Greenwood, he was a bit of a breakout, wasn't he? Yeah, I remember the game against Geelong. Everything just reminds me of doing well against Geelong. Yeah. But, he played a really great game at Simmons Stadium last year. So I think he'll potentially break out as well. So and continue on the good form. Well, not necessarily break out, but just maybe back up from last season. Yeah, and it can be tough to really back up from that initial, because what is he, about 25, 26 or something? Pretty much 25, It took him a while to really break out. He's sort of at the crossroads, a bit like Dane Swan in a way, but if he can back it up, that'd be very impressive there. Yeah, well, those are the players we've picked anyway, so 10 players that we think could break out this year. Keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll be releasing a few of the AFL highlights I've sort of produced, made up out of thin air. Yeah. Some of the footage I've had. So, I'll chuck a few of those out as NAB Challenge rolls on, and we'll possibly do the Geelong reviews as well for the NAB Challenge games, and depending on how time goes with us and whatnot. Yeah. Should hopefully get around to those and fill in on the Cats as usual. Yeah, footy's back, mate, at long last. So it's nearly back. NAB Challenge is nearly rolled round, so it's good to see. Yeah, no, it's been a long wait, but good to be back, or at least close to being back. So yeah, that's it.
But thanks very much for sticking around, guys. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to us as well. We love subscribers, so support us, and that'd be fantastic. And yeah, keep tuning back, and we'll see you guys all soon.